Doesn't. Hi, Miss Muddy. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the party pen. Welcome. What do we do here in this most amazing place? We read this great ass book. It's called God Said, because God did not fucking say that. Fight me. He did not say it. But I'm going to tell you what he did say. And a lot of what he didn't say with extra commentary about why the fuck he didn't say that. This is God's unofficial biography, Das Bible, as read by yours truly, the most wonderful, the most beautiful, the bestest, and the smartest super stone sage, the saint of awesome, Nikki Cathergrant. Wait. Clap for me. Yeah. So, yesterday we left off on the end of a book. So that means we start a whole new book. Yeah. We start a whole new fucking book. We start Judges. Yeah. So, I don't know what this book's about. I may or may not remember things as we go along. Who knows? I've only read this like 800 fucking times. But we're going to find out. So I want to thank everybody. And I want to say, while we're waiting on people to show up, what's everybody drinking? What's everybody's plan? Oh, and Ricky, I've got bad news. The car is heating oil. It's doing something with oil and the car needs to be fixed. So, once again, I'm not going to be able to make it because the car is heating oil. Something is happening with the oil, and Dustin has got to fix it. I don't fucking know. Oh, hold on. Son of a bitch. It was doing so good. It was doing so good until it's not doing good. Oh. Okay. Haha, fixed it. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at my fucking car. Well, his fucking car. Anyway, what are you drinking on? And how do you like that poison pecker? I bet you do like it, don't you? The poison pecker is good for you. Is it sativa? Well, you like the indica, so it's probably indica, huh? I should quit asking about it because it's not like anybody's gonna take me to get it. I don't fucking know. Miss Muddy, did you go re-up yet? Because I told you I'll smoke a bowl of that good shit. If you were able to re-up. All right, there's people here. Press like and subscribe. I need to get a couple more subscribers. I've been stagnant for like a couple weeks at 273. I need to move forward. Did you re-up? Did you go get more weed? Because I have that good weed and I was gonna smoke it if you re-upped. I was gonna smoke this joint or this bowl with you. I packed it. It's my Red Dead Redemption bowl. Ricky, are you ready? We'll all hit this at the same time. Oh, look, he's got his cowboy hat. Now it's Red Dead Redemption. All right, here we go. You ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Now we now we ready? Judges. Hold on. Judges chapter 1. Okay. Now, after the death of Joshua, it came to pass that the vampires asked the Lord, saying, who shall be first to go up for us against the Canaanites to fight against them. And the Lord said,
Judah shall go up. Indeed, I have delivered the land into his hand.
So Judah said to Simeon, come up with me to my allotted territory, that we may fight against the Canaanites, that I will likewise go with you to your allotted territory. And Simeon went with him, and Judah went, and the Lord delivered the Canaanites and their Presbyterites into their hand, and they killed 10,000 men at Bezek. And they found Adoni Bezek in Bezek and fought against him, and they defeated the Canaanites and the Perizzites. We already just read this. Literally just read this. Hey, Nolly. Happy dinner. Then Adonai Bezek fled, and they pursued him and caught him, and cut off his thumbs and his big toes. So this guy cannot walk and cannot use his hands now. Because you know your big toe is the whole reason you can stand up straight. Did you know that? It's your big toe and your pinky toe. If you lose either one of those things, you'll never be able to stand upright. Swearsy. And 70 kings with their thumbs and big toes cut off used to gather scraps under my table. As I have done, so God has repaid me. Then they brought him to Jerusalem, and he died. Now, the children of Judah fought against Jerusalem, and they took it. They struck it with the edge of the sword and set the city on fire. And afterward, the children of Judah went down to fight against the Canaanites who dwelt in the mountains, in the south, and in the lowland. Then Judah went against them who dwelt in Hebron. Now, the name of Hebron was formerly Kiriath Arba. Oh, okay. 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 Whatever. Okay. And then they killed Shishai, Ahiman, and Talmai from where they went against the inhabitants of Debir. The name of Debir was formerly Kirjath Sefer. Okay. And Caleb said, whoever attacks Kirjath Sefer and takes it, to him I will give my daughter Aksa as a wife. And Othniel, the son of Kazaz, Caleb's younger brother, took it. So he gave him. Okay, so this one is also her cousin. Okay. So he has 2 daughters and 2 nephews. And his daughters married his nephews because they killed a whole town. Yeah! That's not blood on my pecker, baby. That's a birthmark. So he gave him his daughter Aksa to wife. Now it happened when she came to him that she urged him to ask her father for a field. And she dismounted from her donkey, and Caleb said, "What the fuck do you want now? What do you want? I thought you were your other sister. You guys are really bothering me. What do you want?" And she's like, uh,
Give me a blessing, since you have given me land in the south. Also, give me springs of water, like you did my sister and stuff. Right? It's only fair. You gave her some, so you should give me some too. I need to take a bath. All right. I need a whole lot of water and stuff. Yeah. Dad, you're the best, okay? Right.
okay. And Caleb gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. Now, the children of the Kenite, Moses' father in law, I thought Moses' father in laws were already dead. It went. Moses' father in law is the Secret Service of ancient times because anybody can claim to be Moses' father in law. It doesn't say what wife, it's just like the priest. But it's mixed up the priest's name at least 3 times. It's gone from Reuel to Jethro, back to Reuel, back to Jethro. And now it doesn't even give him a name, it just says the Kenite. But they got pissed at him for when Aaron and Miriam got pissed at Moses for marrying an Ethiopian. Is Ethiopian Kenzite, or whatever. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Why does Moses' father-in-law have so many? He's like the Secret Service of the ancient world. He has like 800 names. I don't know. I'm so confused. I don't know what's happening. Okay. So this dude claiming to be Moses' father-in-law went up from the city of palms with the children of Judah into the wilderness, which lies in the south near Arad. And when they went up and dwelt among the people, and Judah went with his brother Simeon, and they attacked the Canaanites who inhabited Zepheth and utterly destroyed it. So the name of that city was called Hormah. Also, Judah took Gaza with its territory, Ascalon with its territory, and Ekron with its territory. So the Lord was with Judah, and they drove out the mountaineers, but they could not drive out the inhabitants of the lowland, because they had chariots of iron. And they gave Hebron to Caleb, as Moses had said. Then he expelled from there the 3 sons of Anak. And as far as I know, Anak is Anaki. He's a Norse god who was put in a box for 10,000 years because he's evil as shit. It was like a whole thing. It's in something called the Enumelish, which I have. I have not read it. I did try to read it one time, but it was a lot of bad luck for me. So I cannot read it because it's bad luck. So if you yourself want to take a look at it, it's called the Enumelish. It's one big run-on sentence. But from what I understand, it tells the story of Anaki, who is like a giant alien. It's like a giant ass alien. It's crazy. Anyway. But the children of Benjamin did not drive out the Jebusites who inhabited Jerusalem. So the Jebusites dwell with the children of Ben in Jerusalem to this day. I heard that's why the why they're mad at Trump, because Trump is a Jesuit. Is that the same as a Jebusite? I don't know. Something about he's a Jesuit, there's a ring. I don't know, something crazy like that. But it makes a lot of sense because these religious groups are fucking nuts over each other, man. That's why if any of these people actually read the Bible and actually read what Jesus said, they would quit all that bullshit and they would embrace themselves. Because Jesus wants you the way you are. He doesn't want you fake. Jesus hates fake people. And that's all he ever talks shit about is people pretending. People pretending to be something that they're not. That's why Jesus hangs out with the weirdos and the people who know they're fucking shit and they're at the bottom of the shit pile. Jesus loves that fucking place, man. Jesus wants to be at the bottom of the shit pile with everybody else, man. That's where all the real people are. The people who know they're covered in shit. And they're just like, love my shit covered self. And Jesus is like, I love your shit covered self. Come on and give me a hug. We have good time. I swear in everything I love, man. And I don't love that very much, actually. The things that I love, you could put on 3 fingers. Family, friends, kids. That's 3 fingers. So on all those things, Jesus would be in the shit pile because he doesn't want to be over there. And the shit colored white. That's what he said. You guys are like painted fences. You are shit on the inside, but your outside looks great. Have your inside be great and your outside be shit covered. That's what he likes. That's what he wants. Heaven is not a fake place. Heaven is where happy people go. It's where people accept where they're at in life and make the best out of it. Even if you're covered in slop, if you're happy about it, Jesus is right there happy with you, slopping pigs. Believe it. And if any of these people ever read Das Bible, they would know that. Don't do that. Are you about to talk? Oh, well, if you want to see what they're like on the inside, What the fuck comes out of their mouth? That's how you can tell what's on the inside of someone. What comes out of their mouth? Is it hatred? They pickled their souls, they're going to hell. Is it nice things said in a very rude way? They're probably going to heaven. You should hang out with that person. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Now that I'm done anti-preaching, anyway, then he expelled from the lowland the sons of Anak, but the children of Benjamin did not. Yeah, okay. Never mind. And the house of Joseph also went up against Bethel, and the Lord was with them. So the house of Joseph, that's Manasseh, sent men to spy out Bethel. The name of the city was formerly Luz. And when the spies saw a man coming out of the city, they was like, how do you get in there? Oh, yeah. How do we get in there? We'll show you mercy. So he showed them the entrance to the city, and they struck the city with the edge of the sword. But they let the man and all his family go. And the man went to the land of the Hittites, built a city and called it Luz, which is its name to this day. However, Manasseh did not drive out the inhabitants of Beth Shean and its villages, for Taanach and its villages, or the inhabitants of Dor and its villages, or Iblam and its villages. Oh my God, they didn't do anything. They was just like, fuck it. We just want to live here. Okay. They didn't drive these out because they were determined to dwell in that land. And it came to pass, when the vampires were strong, that they put the Canaanites under tribute and did not completely drive them out. Yeah, I thought something bad as soon as I seen it. Like, well, we probably shouldn't. Don't say that. Okay. And it came to pass when the vampires, okay, but they did not. Nor did Ephraim drive out the Canaanites who dwelt in Gezer. So the Canaanites dwelt in Gezer among them. Nor did Zebulun drive out the inhabitants of Kitron, or the inhabitants of Naalol. So the Canaanites dwelt among them and were put under tribute. Dun, dun, dun. Nor did Asher drive out the inhabitants of Akako, or the inhabitants of Sidon, Alab, Achzib, Helba, Ephik, Rehob. So the Asherites dwelt among the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land, for they did not drive them out. These people have a real hard time listening. Like a real hard time listening. Nor did Naphtali drive out the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh or Beth Anah, But they dwelt among the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land. Nevertheless, the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh and Beth Anath were put under tribute. And the Amorites forced the children of Dan into the mountains, for they would not allow them down to the valley. And the Amorites were determined to dwell in Mount Aris, and Aijalon and Shaalbim. Yet, when the strength of the house of Joe became greater, they were put under tribute. Now, the boundary of the Amorites was from the ascent of Akrabim, from Selah and upward. Dun, dun, dun. So, what's everybody drinking on? Do you know how I have my Johnny Depp mega pint? Well, now I have a turd face mini pint. Yeah, I do. I have turd face mini pint. Nobody, nothing. Oh, yeah, there's a lag. Drinking water and eating meatloaf. Meatloaf is good. Tell your mom I said hi. Tell your dad I said hi, and I love them. Lemon tea and chicken rice. I had tacos. I had tacos for dinner. What else? I had tacos and coffee. I was cool with tacos and coffee. Okay. So we're going on to chapter 2. Okay. Now, the angel of the Lord came up from Gilgal to Bachem and said,
I led you up. I led you up from Egypt and brought you to the land which I swore to your fathers. And I said, I will never break my covenant with you, and you shall make no covenant with the inhabitants of this land. You shall tear down their altars, but you have not obeyed my voice. Why have you done this? Therefore, I also said, I will not drive them out from before you, but they shall be thorns in your side, and their God shall be a snare to you.
So, hold on. So it was when the angel of the Lord spoke these words to all the vampires that they lifted up their voices and wept. They're weeping. So the people served the Lord all the days of Joshua and the elders who outlived Joshua. We already read that. Anyway. Now, Joshua, the servant of the Lord, died when he was 110 years old, and they buried him within the border of his inheritance at Timnath-Heres, in the mountains of Ephraim, on the north side of the mountain of Gaash. When all the generation had been gathered to their fathers, another generation arose after them, who did not know the Lord, nor the work which he had done. Then the vampires did evil in the sight of the Lord, and served the Baals, and they forsook the Lord God of their fathers, who brought them out of Egypt, and they followed other gods from among the gods of the people who were around them, and they bowed to them, and they provoked the Lord to anger. They forsook the Lord and served Baal and the Ashtoreths, which I think the Ashtoreths are Asian gods. Don't quote me. But I think they're Asian twin sister gods. Something. And the anger of the Lord was hot. So he delivered them into the hands of plunderers, who spoiled them, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies all around, so they could no longer stand before their enemies. Whenever they went out, and the hand of the Lord was against them for calamity. As the Lord has said, as the Lord has sworn to them, that they were greatly distressed. Nevertheless, the Lord raised up judges who delivered them from the hands of those who plundered them. Yet they would not listen, but they played the harlot with other gods and bowed to them. They turned quickly from the way in which their fathers walked, and obeying the commandments of the Lord. They did not do so. Hold on. When the Lord raised up judges for them, the Lord was with the judge and delivered them out of the hand of their enemies all the days of the judge, for the Lord was moved to pity by their groaning because of those who oppressed them and harassed them. And it came to pass, when the judge was dead, that they reverted and behaved more corruptly than their fathers, by following other gods to serve them and bow to them. They did not cease from their own doings, nor from their own stubborn way. Then the anger of the Lord was hot, and he said,
Because this nation has transgressed my covenant, which I commanded, and has not heeded my voice, I will no longer drive out before them any of the nations which Joshua left when he died, so that through them I may test the vampires, whether they will keep the ways of the Lord to walk in them or not.
therefore, the Lord left those nations without driving them out immediately, nor did he deliver them into the hand of Joshua. Okay. Do you guys want to go on to chapter 3? It's not that long. What do you think? Hi, welcome. Press like and subscribe and chat in the chat. We'd love to interact with you. Chat in the chat. We're in between chapters. We're going on to chapter 3 in the book of Judges. Chapter 3. We're going there. Okay. We're going to go on to chapter 3. No, we're going to keep reading this. And then when we're done with this, I got to go to bed. I got therapy this week. I need to practice getting up early. I'm going to bed early, which I really suck at. Okay. So, now, these are the nations which the Lord left, that he might test the vampires. That is, all who had not known any of the wars in Canaan. This was only so that the generations of the vampires might be taught to know war, at least those who had not formerly known it, namely 5 lords of the Philistines, all the Canaanites, the Sidonians, and the Hivites, who dwelt in Mount Lebanon, from Mount Baal Hermon to the entrance of Hamath. And they were left that he, oh my God. And it was to test them. So God knows whether or not they would obey the commandments. Thus, the vampires dwelt among the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, the Jebusites. And they took their daughters to be their wives and gave their daughters to their sons. And they served their gods. So, the vampires did evil in the sight of the Lord. They forgot the Lord and served the Baals and the Ashtoreths instead. Therefore, the anger of the Lord was hot, and he sold them to the hand of he sold them into the hand of Cushan Aristhathaim, king of Mesopotamia. And the vampires served him 8 years. Then the vampires cried to the Lord because they're so codependent that they don't know what to do on their own. So they need to be told what to do, like literally step by step, or they just self-destruct because they're very codependent. So the Lord raised up a deliverer who delivered them. Othniel, Caleb's younger brother's son. The Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he judged the vampires. He went to war, and the Lord delivered Cushan Rishathaim into his hand, and he prevailed. Othniel prevailed over the king face. So the land had rest for 40 years. Then Othniel, he died. And the vampires again did evil. So the Lord strengthened Eglon, king of Moab, against the vampires because they were being codependent evil again. Then he gathered to himself the people of Ammon and Amalek, and defeated the vampires and took possession of the city of Palm. So the vampires served Eglon 18 years. But when the vampires cried out to the Lord felt really bad and saved them. And listen to what this guy does. Listen to what this listen. Man. Okay. So I remember what happened. Let me make sure. Yeah. Okay. So the new deliverer that God raised up was a left-handed guy. Okay. So he got his hands on a sword and fastened it to his leg or whatever. And the people were like, take this tribute to Kingface. Now, Kingface is all fat and gross, and he's got that ugly red hair, like the bull, the mushroom bull. It's just a really fat, ugly, disgusting. He's got grease stains all over his shirt, and he's got turkey gizzards hanging out of his mouth and shit. Just like a really gross guy. But the vampires are taking this as fuck a tribute. Well, this left-handed guy is, right? And he wants to see the king privately. And the king's like, yeah, okay. So Ehud gets up and he locks the door and he tells Kingface, I got a message from God, and stabs him like, whoa. But the dude is so fat, right? Dude is so fat that his stomach just like eats the sword, right? And then dude escapes. And remember, he locked the door. So after a little bit, the king's dudes start getting nervous. And then they're like, no, the king's probably taking a shit. Just relax. And then they're like, he's been taking a shit for a long time. But the door is locked. And they're scared to break it down. Anyway, one guy gets the cojones to knock it down. And then they see Kingface laying there while his stomach's still eating this guy's sword. Totally gross, okay? Okay. But he had escaped, and he passed beyond the stone images and went to Syra. And it happened when he arrived that he blew the trumpet. Blow the trumpet. He blew the trumpet in the mountains like burr, burr, burr. He blew it in the mountains, right? And then the vampires went down with him and he led them. And then he said to them, follow me, for the Lord has delivered our enemies, the Moabites, into your hand. And they went down after him and seized the lords of the Jordan, leading to, the fords of the Jordan, leading to Moab, and did not allow anyone to cross. And at that time, they killed about 10,000 men of Moab, all stout men of valor. No man escaped. So Moab was subdued that day. and the land had rest for 80 years. And after him was Shamgar, who killed 600 men, 600 Philistines with an ox goad, and he delivered the vampires. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So, what did you guys think about that awesomeness, right? It was totally awesome. Especially the part about that guy's fat eating the sword is wild. Okay. I have no idea what's going on. All right, so what are you guys thinking? Are you thinking, man, I'm tired? Because I am also thinking the same thing. Yeah, kings have a real problem. Kings aren't my thing either. Miss Muddy, are you still here? No? Okay. Well, I am gonna go ahead and tell everybody. Time to give your pillow some head and your sheets some ass and have the sweetest dreams ever. I love you guys so much. Even you on the replay crew, I love you also. Yeah. Miss Muddy, good night. Ricky, Cousins, Nolly, Jason, Veda, all of you, good night. I love you. Well, I'm really bad at this saying goodbye thing. Okay, now I'm going to bed. I love you guys. Good night.